everybody, it's Nancy Fox, the Business Fox, and it is Facebook Live Thursday. How are you, everybody? It's a gorgeous day here in California, and I'm getting ready to go out and walk Baxter the dog in a little bit and then do my workout, but I wanted to connect with you guys. This is generally a really stressful time of year for many of us. It's a wonderful time of year because we're all getting ready for holidays and parties and all kinds of plans, and sometimes great travel for the holidays and being with friends and family, which can be amazing and awesome, and it can be really difficult, a real pain in the butt. So that stress can really get to us at this time of year, especially because it's not only the holiday stress with family and friends, but it's also the stress of business and closing out year-end books and projects and trying to get everything ready for year-end at a time when we're just, everything is piling up in terms of the personal and the business. So I thought it would be a really great topic to talk about today, because so many of my clients are telling me about, they're so busy, they're so stressed, their confidence is really taking a nosedive because they don't feel as though they're able to accomplish everything that they need and they want to do around this time of year. So with that, I want to tell you that what's really important to remember about stress and about all these kinds of pressures is that we really try to take things we try to do stuff in way too big, we don't break things down enough into small enough chunks. Somehow we get the notion that we can have, big visions and big goals and big dreams, and we should take giant steps to accomplish them. And that is the reverse of how to actually be the most effective and reduce stress the most. So let's sort of take a look at a couple of, I want to break this down into sort of there are three different levels or three different arenas to really be looking at in terms of really kicking stress in the butt and taking control over it so it doesn't take control of you. The first area is really in the mind, and this is the one that people think that they should have handled, and it's just natural that they should mentally be able to handle so much that's coming at them and be able to control the mind. That's a myth. The myth is that you've got to work your mind in a way differently than you've been doing it. And there's no way around gaining control of what's going on with that little voice in your head without quieting your mind sometimes. And the way, of course, to do that is through meditation or just really spending really quiet time thinking, really sort of emptying your mind. Now, I know that a lot of people think that meditation is a lot of woo-woo and it's a lot of, airy-fairy stuff, and they don't have time for meditation. But nothing could be further than the truth if you want to really gain control of your results in your life. And it's really been proven, actually, that meditation is no longer just for spiritual people or people interested in spiritual things. CEOs of major corporations are doing it. Sports teams are doing it. Sports psychologists are encouraging sort of the kind of quiet thinking or quieting the mind techniques. So this is no longer just airy-fairy, sort of hippy-dippy stuff. This is really a practical tool to really take on. Now, the thing about meditation is a lot of people think that, believe they don't know how to do it. And I do think it does take a little bit of education, but it's not as hard as you would think. The way I really learned meditation is, there are many different approaches to it, but meditation could be done with a mantra, and it could also be done with some really simple techniques. It can be guided meditation, or it could be just your own meditation. And you can, the way I started to do it is I learned, rather than using a mantra, I learned to quiet my mind by counting backwards from 50 and breathing, just focusing on the breath and focusing on counting backwards from 50, and then continuing to repeat that if I wanted to meditate longer. I use a really cool app that I've downloaded from iPad, the Apple App Store, and I think it's called Inner Strength or something like that. But you can download. There's so many free apps for meditations, and you get thousands of choices about how to meditate, all different time levels. And here's the real key. The real key is that I can select how long I want to meditate for by choosing one of those pre-prepared meditations, or even a selected meditation timer. And let's say I don't have time to do a 15 or 20 minute meditation, or I'm not capable of it. You can do 3 minutes, you can do 5 minutes, but begin somewhere. A little meditation is 1,000 times better than no meditation. So if having enough time to do it for a lengthy chunk, for example, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, is not available to you, start small, but just start. So that's my first most, and that is a proven technique. The more you invest in a little bit of time every single day to meditate, you're able to learn to calm your mind. And it's in your mind that a lot of this stress is really not only begins, but it is exacerbated. So get your mind quiet and calm and empty it for a little bit of time every single day. I like to do it in the morning. That's because I'm a morning person, but you can, and it's preferable to start your day that way. But you can do a little bit. Some CEOs do it at lunchtime. They just close their door and do a little meditation at lunchtime, and that's perfectly fine. The second thing is you got to get moving. So I'm not talking about going on a major exercise program, although of course I'm a major advocate of fitness and exercise at least 3 to 4 times a week. It depends on what your program is, or if you have a program at all. But even if you don't have a program, just get moving a little. That's why so many offices are putting in standing desks. Just get up from your desk. I will tell you that since I started reworking my online business, I've been at the computer so much more, and it is the more you sit at the computer, the more tired you feel. So I make sure that every hour I'm up and walking around, and I do a little lap around the house and a little movement. But I really make sure that even if I can't work out that day, I do some kind of at least a 10 to 15 minute kind of walk. And I've got a few really cool tips for you around that. One, walk around the block, walk your dog. That's one. You can also, on YouTube, they have free exercise videos of all kinds. One of my favorites is Jessica Stein TV. She has amazing whole library of free videos for all different kinds of exercise, everything from power walking to hill climbing to aerobics to kickboxing. And then she even has something called HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. So you're doing, and you can do these for very short periods of time. So if I don't have an awful lot of time to work out, I can always squeeze in a Jessica Stein TV video, and I will do, it can be 12 minutes, it can be 15 minutes, it can be a half hour, it can be 45 minutes. You get lots of choices, but get moving. You got to move a little bit every single day if you want to raise your energy and if you want to reduce stress. Because as soon as I get out and start walking a little bit, maybe even listen to a little music or a positive podcast of some kind, all of a sudden my stress goes away. Okay, and the third area is really to start prioritizing in your business a lot more thoughtfully than you're doing. A lot of times people have amazing to-do lists, but you're not really thinking about what you think about what you need to get done, but you don't really have a very clear picture about what must get done that day or that week. And so I'm really going to encourage you, one of the best resources that I've ever heard on this topic, and there are many, many, many experts on time management and productivity and all that, and you can learn all about that online. But one of the most important tips I ever learned was from Brian Tracy. He's sort of an old schooler on productivity, and he said that if you have a to-do list of 10 things, if you only accomplish the top 2 on your list every single day, it won't matter about the other 8. Get the top 2, the most important 2 on your list complete every day, and you're going to feel a whole lot less stress, and you'll be way more productive. So what I think about every day is I do have a to-do list, of course, and I review it both in the morning and at night. Especially before I go to bed, I want to make sure that I do my review of the day for the next day and prep, so I'm not rushed when I enter the office. And the other thing that I do is I really sort of think about, what am I getting paid to do? What am I getting paid to accomplish? And I think about that first, because when you think about it in those terms, like what's going to actually bring in the most business most effectively, I get a better sense of prioritization. As a business owner, that's of course critical. And even when I was in the corporate world, when I thought about what am I getting paid to do, it really helped me prioritize my to-do list. The last, and sort of like a little bonus tip that I want to give you, is before you go to bed at night, before you go to sleep at night, that's the time to do your visualizations. And I'm going to be talking an awful lot more about mindset and all the mindset tools and techniques to be using, not only to reduce stress, but also to optimize your results as you're starting to think about the goals and things you want to accomplish in 2017. But that'll be in an upcoming video. So I hope this, so just to summarize, you want to do something for your mind, which is quiet your mind. Meditation is ideal. You want to get moving, somehow walking, or just move somehow. It doesn't have to be for a long period of time. Don't give up, or don't do nothing just because it's not long enough in your own mind. Even a short workout or a short walk can do wonders for your stress level. And then you really want to be thinking about not only what you have to do, but what's the most important things to accomplish for that particular day. And don't beat yourself up if you don't accomplish the entire list. All right, those are my 3 tips for today. And the bonus one, of course, is visualization at night before you go to sleep. And now if you really want, I just want to invite you, if you want more really great business and mindset tips to really be the most productive and the most successful in 2017, I'm going to give you my little invitation to go to www.thebusinessfox.com and register, become part of my reader community, because I'm producing an awful lot of really great information and business tools and mindset tools. At thebusinessfox.com, sign up for my free tips, and I'd love to have you be part of the Business Fox community. So, and by the way, if you have any questions or any comments about stress and your own ways of dealing with stress, or questions that you'd like to have answered about stress, I'd love to share them with you. So feel free to write to me at nancy@thebusinessfox.com. Hope this has been really helpful for you guys. Have a really, really wonderful upcoming holiday if I don't get to see you before the holidays begin. But ideally, I'll see you next Thursday for another Facebook